Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Real Talk with Lil Nova. Today on Real Talk, I'm going to be doing an interview with a small but very talented YouTuber. One that's larger than myself, but still part of the small YouTube community, which if you haven't joined and you're a small YouTuber, the best advice I could give you is to go join Small YouTuber Army. And if you have a paranormal page, then you should really hop over and join Paranormal Tube Army or Horror Tube Army on Facebook. Now, the interview I have set up for today was a collab that I had so much fun doing. This guy is a musician, a photographer, a videographer, and an artist. He has more talent in his little finger than most people have in their entire body. So let's please welcome ArteMorbid.
First off, I want to say thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
ArteMorbid, thank you for being with us today. And what a strange name you have. Where exactly does your name come from?
ArteMorbid. Originally, the name came as a way of me promoting my artwork. Back then it was MySpace, and I chose the name Artemortifica, which is Spanish for morbid art. When I transitioned from MySpace to Facebook, I combined it into one word, ArteMorbid. Then shortly after joining in with YouTube, I decided to keep the name just so that people could find it easily from my Facebook page to my YouTube page. So that's the secret behind the name ArteMorbid, which is basically just translated to morbid art.
Morbid art. Wow, that's cool. It's very cool. I really like that, you know, being as peculiar as I am. Alright, question 2. I took a look at your About section on YouTube, and I seen that you have been around since 2008. That is a really long time. Congrats on having your channel for so long and being an OG YouTuber. What exactly inspired you to start your YouTube channel?
So being a musician and filming shows with my camcorder, filming the practice sessions, wanted a place where I can promote my band. So therefore YouTube was an outlet for that. So that's basically how it all started. So if you go back to the original uploads on my channel, you'll notice that it's for the band Waking Chaos, and that's where it all took place, and eventually I started doing artwork on there as well.
I went all the way back to your very first video, and I was amazed by the video and audio quality that I saw. It wasn't the crappy video and audio you usually see in most YouTubers' first video. Yours was amazing. Is there any sort of schooling behind what you do for photography or videography?
So as far as video recording and photography, I don't have any formal schooling. These are just things that I learned along the way. Obviously working with other photographers and other people who are into videography, I have learned quite a bit throughout the years. And also being inside a recording studio and working with producers gave me a lot of knowledge as far as audio is concerned. So that's basically where I get the majority of my knowledge. So if you watch me doing reviews on old cameras, that's all really hands-on and trial and error, and then going out there and just using the equipment and getting to know it. Practice and practice is basically what it is, and now is the time to share what I've learned.
Well, you certainly seem like you could have had schooling. Alright, what is your favorite mic and camera to use?
For my studio, this is the mic I like to use. This is AKG mic, and the camera I like to record on for my studio, this is the one I'm recording on. It's a Sony NEX F3, which is a wonderful little camera. It does have a lens attached to it, which is a Canon lens. It's 24mm to give it a wide angle. And for my outdoor recording, I use a clip mic. It's a Sony clip mic. It doesn't have a name, it just has some numbers, so it's ECM S3 clip microphone. And what I do is I run that microphone into my Tascam recorder. It's a handheld recorder, and once I go out in the field, I'm getting 2 audios, and then I'm also using I can show you my little camera. Use the Yi action camera. This is what you see me doing the vlogs with. So I'm recording 2 audios, and the one from this camera is terrible. You do not want to use this. So I like to use this camera because it's very stable. It's a Yi 4K action camera along with the clip mic and the DR05 Tascam handheld recorder. Once I have all those together, then I edit those back. It's a little bit of a hassle, but it's worth the effort to get better quality.
You cover a lot of bands and festivals. What is the biggest band you have ever worked for?
So my most memorable mainstream band that I have recorded and photographed would be the band Carcass. Back in 2013, they played at a club called Reggie's near my area, and I was able to film and photograph them, so that was a lot of fun. Being the fact that I had followed them for quite a long time, I was a fan from the very beginning back in the 90s. It was a pleasure to be able to film them and to grab some photographs, and it was just overall a good time.
Very nice, nice. All right, what's the biggest festival you ever worked for?
So what is the biggest fest? I would say Chicago Domination Fest is my favorite. They give me full access to a lot of locations, and it's fun to film tons of bands. It's usually a 3-day festival that goes on, and I am able to capture, for the most part, from whatever angle I need to. So I'm giving full reign to be able to capture anything that I need. And everybody that's involved with that event is super cool. All the bands that ever played those festivals, those are all awesome people to be around, great musicians and a lot of talent.
All right, now tell me the truth. What was your favorite band to work for?
So I would say local bands are great to work with. My most recent photo shoot, which I documented on the little Yi camera actually, the band Tenebrism. Super cool guys to work with. We spent about 2 hours taking pictures and just overall having a good time. So when we were there, it was all friendly. Everybody was enjoying themselves. It made it really easy to capture. Working with them was really cool.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right. About how many bands would you say you've worked for?
As far as bands are concerned, performing in bands, I have performed in over 10 bands since the early 90s. As far as photography and film, I think that it's past 100 now since the year 2000. I don't keep track, but the majority of the photos that I have taken are on my Flickr page, and you can get a pretty good estimate as far as how many there are if you visit that page.
Alright, now I see that you mostly support underground music, underground bands, but would you be willing to work with a mainstream band, and has the opportunity ever came up to work with a mainstream band?
Okay, for the most part, I enjoy working with underground and local bands. That's my preference. As far as mainstream, it's just been a handful, but if the opportunities are provided to me, I'll be happy to jump on those in the future, no problem.
Do you have a podcast, and if not, would you ever consider starting one?
So I do not have a podcast, although I have done a few interviews that involve a podcast. It seems very interesting, and I don't like I said, I don't have one at the moment. But if it's convenient to have one, so I'm definitely open up to the idea of doing a podcast.
Your Twitter says you're a musician. How many instruments do you play, and what are they?
Guitar is my main instrument. I have experimented with a synthesizer and bass, but not enough to be proficient at it, so I just stick to guitar.
Do you have a band, or do you play with several bands?
Yes, I'm currently in 2 projects. The band Blood of the Wolf, we just got done playing a show last weekend, and I play with the band Asphyxiator, which also did a show about a month ago.
What is your favorite song to perform?
What is your favorite song to perform? I don't have a particular one. I enjoy playing the entire set, so there's really not one single song. Each song has its own individuality, and I just like performing. So I would say like performing the entire set is my enjoyment. It has a crescendo, so it has a build up. It has a beginning, a build up, and an ending. It's like a climax type of thing.
Okay, now, you know I have to ask you this because of who I am. Have you ever had a peculiar occurrence, some sort of paranormal event that you could not explain? If so, let me know about it. Tell me all about it. Come on, I want to know. Tell me now.
Have I had any peculiar occurrences? I don't have anything major in particular that I have experienced as far as paranormal is concerned. My first time having seen something that was strange, which I can try to summarize very quickly, was trying to photograph a lightning storm on my DSLR, and I had it set up on burst, so I was taking many photographs at once, and I couldn't get the lightning. When I'm reviewing the photos, there was an orb in the photos that was not behind the trees, but more or less in front of the trees. It was very small, almost like the size of a volleyball, and it was glowing. And unfortunately, I kept deleting all the frames because I was looking for lightning, and I kept deleting. I kept seeing that orb, and I realized this is in many frames, and it was moving. So it was moving from left to right, and it was forward in the trees. I still have about 5 frames that I kept from that, and I intend to do a little video about it, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So as far as peculiar occurrences, that would be my own personal one. Although I enjoy paranormal and mysteries and stuff like that, any personal ones, I really don't have any except for that one.
Ooh, ghost orbs. That is certainly peculiar. I hope you do make that video. I know I would certainly watch it.
Okay, Lilith, thank you for having me on your program. I really appreciate this interview. Hope to do an updated one soon. This was a lot of fun, and I hope that we can collaborate again. Thank you.
Well, I just want to thank ArteMorbid for doing this collab with me. I had so much fun. He interviewed me as well, so if you would like to see his interview with me, head over to his channel and check it out. There will be a link to his channel at the end of this video, a link to his channel down in my description below, along with a link to his Twitter. So hit him up in all those places, subscribe to him, you will not regret it. I love this guy's page. He is awesome. And he definitely knows what he's doing. So he's a great person to go to for advice on equipment and things like that. At least he has been for me. And I may start doing more of these question and answer things to help my friends get more exposure. Give me a thumbs up down below if you like this sort of content and you want to see more from me like this. While you're down there, check out my merch, hit that Teespring store, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you know when I upload. And until next time, my darlings, I will see you later. Peace.
YouTube has just demonetized all of my videos, so please help support the creator by checking out my merch store. Novaland is a store where you can find t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, iPhone cases, and many designs designed by me. As well, a Peculiar Occurrence fan? Well, I've opened up a store just for you. So head on over and buy your Peculiar Occurrence gear today. Links are in the description box below. Thank you.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.